Yo, Eddie, what's for lunch?
A breaded steak sandwich.
Ooh, classic Chicago. All right, let's get cooking. Guys, welcome back to What's for Lunch. Eddie, welcome to the kitchen.
Excited to be here.
Yeah, we're doing breaded steaks, a Chicago staple, Rico Benes.
Yep, Rico Benes. It's been around since like the mid-1900s, but Rico Benes put it on the map in 1976, so I'm excited.
Okay, I've honestly never, I haven't been yet, and I haven't eaten one. I think it's pretty simple to make. My understanding is I think we can handle making it. But what's the, is that the like a breaded steak? Is a Chicago sandwich? Is it a staple?
Yeah, Chicago staple. Doesn't get as much notoriety or as much love as like the Italian beef, the Chicago style hot dog. I think it's because the one place has perfected it so well that it's hard for places to kind of go after it. So it's really good, but like I said, you really got to know what you're doing. Rico Benes nails it.
And is that the only spot to get it, or is that just the one that doesn't mess it up?
No, there's a lot of places you can get it, and places could do it well. I've never had one that's lived up, but there are other places that make it too.
Okay, great. Well, to get started, we have our two sirloin steaks here. We're gonna pound these thin. It's pretty simple from the research I've done. We're gonna bread it, of course, like you bread anything. We have flour, egg, and then breadcrumbs. And then we're gonna make a marinara sauce. But other than that, and some cheese goes in there, but it's a pretty simple sandwich. But I feel like if you do it right, you get good ingredients, this one's gonna hit. So we're gonna start off, Eddie, by making a marinara sauce here.
We're making the marinara.
Yeah, because
I like that.
We're not gonna use anything from a jar. If we wanted to taste the best we can possibly make it, we gotta make the sauce from scratch. So I'm gonna have you actually help with a little bit of dicing here. We're gonna give you a knife. If you wanna cut the shallot, I'll show you, I'll do one, I'll have you do one.
Yeah.
So that one's already peeled. I'm gonna quickly peel this one. What's your level of cooking? How often you cook? White Sox Dave claims he cooks 4 times a week. I don't know if that's true, but where are you ranking that?
Yeah, White Sox Dave always likes to hype himself up. We know that. Not much, Donnie. The air fryer was one of those things that was like a gift from God for me. So I do a lot in that. But as far as like actually making my own marinara, probably not going to do that.
Okay.
But I respect the craft. I'd like to be better.
But yeah, making the marinara, we can make it as hard or as easy as we want it to. So if like you want to dice a shallot, you don't have to leave this out, leave that out. Just get a can of fresh crushed tomatoes, and put that in with a little bit of fresh basil, a little salt, and pepper. It's still going to be a little better than like the canned stuff, in my opinion, because you're not getting all the preservatives and the stuff they put in there, so that can stay on the shelf for a couple months. Just thin slices down. I took some off there. We go right up to the edge of that root, and then we have these lines like that. This we'll put to the side. We go one slice down the center. This is where you got to be careful for the fingers, and then you go fine dice.
Yeah, I'll be going slower than that, I can promise you.
No worries. That's that's better safe than sorry on this. Yeah. And then the fingers, I feel like we gotta address. Yeah, there you go. There you go. If you give it a tuck and you put this knuckle out first, you're never gonna slice your finger because that's gonna, in theory, block everything out.
I saw you doing that, and I took a note, and I actually knew that. I don't need to take a note. That's like day one stuff.
Yeah, it's early on
But
stuff.
at the same time, I'm like, you know what? I think I could do this. That's what gets people in trouble in the kitchen, I would assume.
It's just the one lapse of judgment, or the one time your memory or your mind goes somewhere else, and that's when you get cut. It happened to me last week.
You're doing all right?
Yeah, you're doing good. I'm gonna move you off to the side just a little bit here so I can
good.
start this sauce.
I think that looks pretty good, I'll be honest. Not as pretty as that, but for a guy who's not cutting shallots consistently, I feel like I cut a decent shallot.
That's a good cut. I mean, this we could rock through a little bit. Honestly, though, not bad. And you left the skin here, perfect. Boom. That'll work. And that's the beauty of this too. If you're making stuff for yourself, who cares what it looks like? It's all gonna taste. It's all gonna cook the same.
I love that olive oil out of a can.
It's a big. Yeah, we got the big old olive oil.
It's gotta come out of a can.
What are your Chicago staples food-wise? So I'll let you answer this. I think I have some in mind, but go through them first and then we'll rank them.
So I think the most known ones are obviously the two I mentioned, the Chicago style hot dog, the Italian beef, and obviously the deep dish. But those are like the mainstream ones. You know what I mean? Those are the A-list actors. Those are the J-Los, the Ben Afflecks, the Leo DiCaprio. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think this
Everyone
is like,
knows them. Yep.
Yeah, this is like kind of more of a low key, but they get the they get the job done.
Are you a deep dish guy?
I do. I think it gets it's to the point where people have kind of given it too much flack, where it's become underrated somehow again.
Okay.
Like it's really good. It's obviously very popular for a reason.
Yeah. Right.
You know. I just think people's comments about, oh, it's too heavy. Well, yeah, you just don't eat it all the time.
Yeah,
like,
right.
It's pretty simple, you know?
It's a once in a while thing. It's like a Thanksgiving meal. You're not gonna, you get loaded up on that, but you eat it once a year. So going off that, so we cooked the shallots just until they were translucent, and then the garlic goes in so we don't burn it. And the garlic you want cooks fast, so just until you start to smell it, it's nice and sweet. Then we hit it with some tomato paste. And tomato paste can get a little bitter. It's super concentrated tomato, so you want it to cook out a little bit, get the sweetness out. So let it cook for its own, not too long, you know, just 30 seconds, 45 seconds. And you can see we already have this nice color in here. And then we go in crushed tomatoes. And then that's our simple marinara sauce. So we're gonna let that bubble away. Normally you want this to go 40 minutes, really start concentrating, building flavor. We're gonna let it go as long as it takes for us to make the rest of these components, but that's how you do it. And then we'll finish off just some dried oregano. Couple Italian herbs here.
I comment on those eggs. Those look like perfect on that plate.
They're nice. Those are nice, fresh eggs right now. And it's hard to get eggs. There's an egg shortage. You seen that? You go to the store. There's like limits 2 cartons per people.
Yeah,
they're cracking down.
I've heard about that.
Can't find my rolling pin. I know I had it. And usually it's always in this drawer.
You got a mallet?
No, I don't have a mallet.
Oh man.
I know.
So the mallet is.
The mallet
is key to this.
But a roll, you're telling me a rolling pin's not going to work?
It'll work. It'll work. Don't get me wrong.
You know, worst case scenario, we're going to use the back of a pan. But I'm going to give one last search.
I also think a mallet is like the most underrated cooking utensil out there.
Mallet just feels cool to hold in your hand.
Yeah, right.
You like to bash something every now and then. I agree with that. Eddie, I don't know where this rolling pin is, man.
It's all right. We'll just use a pan, or we'll use whatever.
We'll use a pan, but
I'll just start going at it with my fist, Donny. I don't care.
Bash away until we want that pretty thin there. Yes.
Gotta really make it thin.
Yeah, even thinner.
I'm trying my best here. But.
No, that's good. I think. Well, I don't know. I think this is your best. Your best bet is to do this.
That's a winning bet.
Really, really give it hell.
Yeah.
There. We want this. We want it. It's pretty thin there. That one looks pretty thin.
Yeah, it's pretty thin.
That's good. It's good quality sirloin here. Let's just bash this one. You know what's gonna help? I'm gonna butterfly this one open and kind of give us a head start.
There you go.
Just some fresh rosemary. Now is gonna go in our breadcrumbs.
Oh.
Rosemary, and then we're gonna do a little bit of if you want to throw some salt, you can throw what's left in there. That's good.
Just throw it all in.
And pepper, yeah. We'll pepper this too. No, in the breadcrumbs, but we can put salt in here too. We need salt goes.
It was a pinch.
It works for it all.
I size it up. I was like, a little more salt wouldn't hurt.
Yeah. You ever breaded anything? This is kind of like your standard breading here. You always go flour.
Go flour, egg,
breadcrumb. It's that easy.
There we go.
Oh, actually, if you want to grate some cheese quick, or you can just kind of shred it by hand if you want, but we got some fresh mozzarella here.
We can do that.
Should still be able to grate, because they have a little bit of cheese on it, right? It's not too much from what I've...
Well, it's up to you. So it comes standard with just
no cheese,
sauce and the breaded steak. They offer you if you want cheese or giardiniera. So.
Oh, okay, we should do both.
I do like cheese, but like I don't... Like a lot of people put cheese on beefs. I'm not judging you if you do it, okay? Whatever, live your life. But like that kind of becomes a cheese steak.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm anti-cheese on beef. That shouldn't. Yeah, that's
like the au jus has enough flavor.
Yeah, no.
Like if you're getting cheese on a beef, I think you're acknowledging that it's not a great beef.
All right, so there we go. That's a beautiful one cutlet there. We'll let this one fry it up. And now, from what I saw, I did a little research. They like to drag it through the sauce, really kind of sauce it up, and then put it on the bread.
Yep.
And then we'll wrap it, pop it in the oven, and they do a little bit of fresh basil. We don't have to do anything to it. We just tear it up. Kind of give it a smack like that, release some of the oils, but it's as easy as that. You can do that with basil, mint. You can slap it, breaks open the cells in there, and it starts to get aromatic. It smells nice. Does that bread look good for a...
That's a little bit of a fancy boy bread.
It's too fancy?
A little bit of a fancy boy bread. Listen, we're making a homemade breaded steak. Everything's not gonna be perfect, but
I did ask you what kind of bread you should get. You're like, yeah, usually a French roll. Like a French roll or something.
Let's see, like a standard French bread, I guess, is different in my head versus yours.
Okay, yeah, maybe that's where the disconnect
For sure.
is. That's where you said a good French bread, and this is what I thought you meant.
I mean, listen, I
bread.
will absolutely not kick that bread out of bed.
Now, do you scoop any of the bread out, or do you want to leave the bread out? How are you on that? Are you a scoop guy?
You think I'm scooping bread?
No,
out, bro?
I don't think so. All right, good. So no, we're not scooping. A little sauce on them right now, and then we're gonna go big boy, a little ladle on top to finish it off. But see, our sauce kind of reduced. It got a little thicker. The flavor is nicely concentrated. This is gonna be good. Okay, we're gonna load this up with both of them. I've seen the usually it's pretty. It's
so
pretty
yeah,
massive.
like I feel like we might get some people being like, "Yo, idiots, you just made a chicken parm," without cheese.
Right.
But the difference is they've melted it probably a little thinner.
Yeah,
it's a little,
we didn't thin it out that much.
It's bigger. They fold it over and they literally baptize it in sauce and pull it out. Obviously, working with what we got. So
look, this definitely, yeah, I will acknowledge it's not thin enough. We could have done a better job with that, but hey,
we were doing it with a pan.
We're doing it with a pan, and yeah, I probably could have butterflied and sliced it open. But look, this is what we're doing today. It's still going to taste amazing.
I mean, it looks great.
That's some of that basil on now.
That's definitely fancy boy with the basil.
You think?
Oh yeah. We're talking a place. This is a place where you pull up. There's city workers. There's firemen, there's policemen out there. They're just getting their quick lunch for whatever, 12 bucks, whatever it is. This looks like it's in a window for at least $23.99, you know?
Look,
I'm just.
I know what you're saying. All right. It's a
yeah.
fancy boy breaded steak. Fine.
That's okay.
Fancy boy breaded steak.
It's all right.
And then we're going jar. That's cool?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
yeah.
good. How heavy? You tell me when. You kind of.
I'm good with whatever.
Okay. You like the spice? You're good?
I like spice, yeah. Because it'll be interesting if we're going to be able to fold it.
I know. We're going to fold it, wrap it in foil, and pop it in the oven so the cheese melts.
Gotcha, okay.
But now the wrap's going to be key. The wrap's going to hold this all together. It's going to work here, Ed. Yeah. Let's get some tin foil out here.
All right, I'm nervous.
Well, that makes two of us.
How about this? Charlie and Lou making a breaded steak.
Okay, yeah, how about that? I forgot about it. This is the second time we've been in the kitchen together.
You're right.
Back at the film festival, man, that was fun.
Yeah.
And now we gotta just get this. It's gonna be a tight wrap. People are gonna go, that's not how you wrap it, but now we're gonna pop this in the oven. Let's feel this. That's a heavy.
It's a brick.
That's heavy.
That's
so
a brick.
We got the weight right at least. It's going just like 5 minutes. Oh, that's hot. All right, now let's see how we did here.
I can
cut
hear
it?
people. Yeah, we can cut it here. People are saying, "No, what a great wrap, Donnie. Don't worry about it."
Yeah, people are loving the wrap.
I love that you diagonaled it.
Yeah.
That's a veteran.
Look at the cross section there, though.
That looks nice.
Tell me that doesn't look great. Yeah, you gotta go at an angle. You gotta go at an angle.
Because it gives you your first bite.
You gotta go at an angle. I mean, does it look right?
It's very thick. It needs to be way thinner.
Okay.
But you saw we never melt. We used a pan.
How's the slop level though? That's how we were looking for.
Slop level is
slop
there.
level is there.
The slop level is absolutely there.
Okay, good. One here. If you want to open that one, put it right next to it. One last thing to do. Let's eat it. But you know what? I think a breaded steak deserves a little Pepsi. So I got some Pepsi Zero Sugar here. My favorite. The bite's just going to be a lot better if you wash it down. A little zero sugar, in my opinion. All right, Eddie, let's do it.
You ready?
Yep.
So I did say that, but now all the stuff's on that side.
I know the stuff is on that side.
Maybe I'm retracting on my first bite. Ah, okay.
I have nothing to compare it to. It's a great sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
I think we already know. Thinner next time. But it's great. That works. That's really good.
Oh, yeah. I got more of the sauce in there that time. That's good. Mm-hmm. Is it all over my face?
No, I mean, it's good. Yeah, it's not bad.
That's how it is.
That's how it is. That's how it is. Okay. So we're not Rico Benny's yet, but a good sandwich nonetheless.
Next time, we'll get close.
We'll get better. Eddie, thanks for being here. Guys, that's going to do it for this episode of What's for Lunch. See you next time. Cheers.